Hello everyone, my name is Edward Daniel and welcome to EthiVegan. Today I have the pleasure of introducing you to Chantal Kale.
Perfectly said!
I've got it right!
You got it!
Now, Chantal has been a Facebook friend of mine for some time, and we connected because it's almost like synchronicity. It's like a connection and the vibration and all that. And now we're here in Rawfest 2017 under the elements, and it just feels fantastic, doesn't it?
It does, and we were lucky. No rain.
No
Woo!
rain. And also, both of us were speaking today. I did a little talk on letting go, raise your vibration through plant-based nutrition, and you did one as well, didn't you?
I talked about the awakening and the paradigm shift and how to deal with everything that's going on around us, and just trying to be the shift, be the change by making better choices.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were actually collaborating. You're coming on one of my retreats later this year, which is, the retreat is called Awaken to the Fifth Dimension of Consciousness, which is really exciting. And you're going to be coming and doing a little talk as well, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the status quo and things to start noticing. So similar to today, but perhaps a little more about everything that is almost dismissed as conspiracy, when in fact they are facts. And if we just start seeing them and behaving in a certain way, they're going to be making our life a little bit easier, but hopefully anyway.
Yes, but it's also about actually bringing awareness to what's going on around us, and actually demystifying this this reality, this perceived reality that isn't actually real, and actually there is actually another.
We're almost like in the
reality.
Matrix, right?
Yeah, it's a whole new reality, and it's about actually bringing our awareness to that. And so what'd be really interesting for people who are watching this is for you to tell us about your story.
Sure.
And what happened, because you're not only are you a yoga teacher, but you've also doing something called the Urban Retreat Collective, and this is all very new.
All very new.
And it's all about exactly a week new, and it's instant manifestation, which is what I talk about. So Chantal,
I'll tell you everything.
The floor is all yours.
Thank you. So, so I started about 5 years ago into the space by starting at IIN, studying to become a coach. So I didn't really know.
Oh, you're a coach as well.
I'm a coach as well.
Is there no end to your talent?
No.
It's only just started, hasn't it? Really?
Exactly. That's how we roll. And basically, I didn't know what it even meant, being a coach, but I needed coaching. So I thought, this is great, because I can work on myself, and I was learning so much, and I was learning about all the dietary sciences out there, like every kind of diet that you can do and how to live. And one of the things I came across was being a vegan, which I obviously heard of, and I thought vegans were crazy. And
crazy?
Yeah.
Are we crazy?
Crazy. And I'm like, weird. So again, the conditioning, right? So but I was suffering from IBS really badly, and I also came out of like eating disorders for like 18 years. So I was in a point where I was ready for change, and I was ready for just opening my eyes to something different. So when I listened to a talk by Neil Barnard, who was one of the speakers at IIN, so I just decided, you know what, I'm going to try it out. So I started taking out all the meat, and I only had a little bit of fish and occasionally a little bit of cheese for like a month. And when I went
how long was this transition?
This was in 2014. 2013 actually, in October. And in November, we went to New York for Thanksgiving, and I had a little bit of, I thought, okay, well, at Thanksgiving, I'm not going to be a pain. So, I'm going to be a guest, so I'm going to have turkey. And as soon as I had the turkey, after over a month of not having any meat, I tasted the flesh. And I was like, all right, it's making sense now. I can do this. And I decided
Sorry, what was making sense to you at the time?
Like that, I'm not supposed to eat animals. Like I was just like, this is not. I just don't need this. And if I taste like I'm eating like an animal, a living being, which up to then never crossed my mind. And I think it's everybody, right? Everybody is eating meat because it's something we've grown up with, but we never think where it comes from.
It's all about conditioning, isn't it? And it's about breaking away from that conditioning.
Yeah.
So then what happened?
So then I definitely said no more meat ever. I started having less and less fish, and even cheese. Like, well, I never ate a lot of cheese, but when like the occasional mozzarella on pizza, like I just started really moving away from it. 4 months later, we went to India. And as soon as we got to India, I decided I was going to be completely vegan. And it was the easiest thing, the best thing. I felt amazing. I felt like this was exactly what I was supposed to be doing.
But also, you weren't having junk food.
No, I was never eating. No. I was never a junk food person. Well, I mean, normally. But then again, I was addicted to sugar. So on weekends, I used to eat milk chocolate with so much sugar, and I got on this binge. So although my plates, like my meals, were really healthy and home cooked, I still had a lot of that stuff. And going vegan also took that away. So although now, of course, I have some Ambar, which is amazing chocolate. I have a little bit of that, and I try some vegan ice cream here and there. I always feel like it's okay because anyway I'm eating a very, very healthy diet. So no, I was never, and I don't really like fake meats because I never really felt like I needed to substitute the meat, if you know what I mean. I was never like, I love meat, I need to eat meat. I was just eating it, but then until I actually connected that, wow, that's an animal. I cannot eat this.
Wow. Now also you said that you became a coach and then a yoga teacher. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah,
because
so
you've got a practice in Notting Hill in London.
Yeah,
amazing.
It's really cool. Although I don't have an office, I don't believe in to make it too serious because I think you go to any doctor or psychologist or whatever, you have to sit on the chair. It's so like formal. So I see my clients like in a health store, and then we talk about the health food and we talk about what the changes are, and then we can even shop together. So it's great. But I do less and less of the one-to-one. I generally do talks now, and I teach yoga. So I started doing yoga 10 years ago. Then I stopped a little because I just felt like my body was not yogi enough. It's funny, right? I felt
yogi enough.
I thought I'm fat, I cannot do this. Then I started again, and while I was working in banking, that's when I started doing the coaching course and yoga. It just all came together. And in fact, I left my corporate job in February 2015. So it's been over 2 years where I left and never looking back. It was just the best choice I've made. But there was so much fear before, like I even put, a plan together to do something different. And I mean, I'm lucky I have, a partner that is really supportive. So it was easy to do this in London. I think it can be really, really hard. So I understand when people struggle to do two things, but like at least doing something that you love makes you feel better. So I just did that, and then I had the chance to make it my full-time job. And I've been writing books since then. So I wrote the Living Health Plan.
Lovely Health Plan, yes, exactly.
Yeah, so that's a very nice one because it's very like an introduction to nutrition. It's not vegan, it's not paleo, it's not a diet. It's just to introduce you to just nutrition, the basics, and then exploring and questioning different things. And then I looked at doing, I did the Live Lean Detox, which was a January kind of kickstart where people could just do 5 days, a plant-based cleanse without any of the allergens. And normally you have like soy or eggs or whatever. And then I moved on to doing Innocently Sweet. Innocently Sweet was a pleasure to do because it's all about getting healthy desserts and like that taste amazing, mostly raw. But I felt like I'm not, I love doing recipes for my blog, but I'm not a chef really. So I think that was just one that I've done. I put it behind me. I think my books are going to be all about inspiration and like really like working on yourself. I hate the word self-help, but in a way like just reading and maybe just giving you more input to what you want to be. I just feel like that's the better way to do things in a way. For me, I'm just because I'm so international, like my measurements are crazy. Like I have cups, I have kilograms, I have grams, I like liters.
You're just completely international, aren't you?
Yeah, there's ounces. I don't know. Like I actually feel sorry for people that have to read my recipes. So
I'm sure they're fine. Now you also do retreats, don't you?
I do.
And you had something that was abroad this year.
Yes, so I did my yoga retreats in. So last year I did in Morocco. This year we did in Italy, where I will continue to do them.
I saw the pictures.
They're amazing, right?
Amazing.
I know.
It was like posting. It was like, oh my goodness, this looks fabulous.
It was really good. We did it at this beautiful place in near Pisa called Sinaia, and the funny thing is people think they go on retreats and like detox and like don't eat anything, and we had so much food. It was all about pleasure. So we decided we were going to do yoga twice a day. We did some meditation, we did the cacao ceremony, we did gong bath, and then we just had food, amazing food all the time. And the beautiful thing about the place where I did the retreat is that it's a bio farm, a biodynamic farm, so they grow all their food in a very healthy way. Not even like, they don't even spray with organic pesticides, like nothing. So it's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so you also developed something which is very recent, very new,
the Urban Retreat.
The Urban Retreat Collective. What an amazing name and lovely logo and design.
I know.
How did that come about?
So I wanted to do urban retreats for the longest time, and but it's just when you're one person, it gets really hard to do anything. But I met this girl, Georgia, and she loves yoga. She's in tech, but we just started talking. We met through a friend, and it really started like, let's do an event, and then it just became a brand within 2 weeks. And honestly, I mean, I love people that are proactive, and she's super proactive. Like, we thought about a logo. We were thinking about doing the Bindu Chakra flower and just keeping it very simple and like very holistic, and that's how the whole mandala came about, because it just resurfaced. Like, let's make it very 5 stars, very kind of high end, because we want to do events in different places in London. It's going to be all vegan food. It's going to be basically offering 1-day retreat or half-day retreats where people can just disconnect. And this is great for mothers. Like, on the weekend, at least your husband is at home, you can look after the kids, and you can get away with doing a bit of yoga, meditation, having amazing food, connecting with amazing people, and just taking a break and like recharging your batteries and going home and then be like, I'm ready. Like, I think mothers need that a lot, and a lot of people can't get away from work. This is always the challenge when you do retreats abroad. A lot of people are like, my holidays, but doing it in London is perfect.
It is. It's absolutely perfect. Yeah. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so, what is the future for you, Chantal? We want to know.
Well, I'm very fluid and I cannot tell the future really. So I live in the moment. Right now, I am focusing on working with the Urban Retreats Collective, teaching yoga at Hardcore in Notting Hill, the place I love so much. And it's just hanging out with amazing people and doing shows like just fests like this, and just coming and sharing, and it's great. Like, I love it here. We didn't get paid, but it's just so nice to be there and share instead of looking at it as a job.
But we also got it for free, didn't we, as well?
But we got it for free, so I can't complain.
Exactly. This has been amazing. So do check out the Urban Retreat Collective.
Yeah.
And it's bye from me, and it's bye from Chantal.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.